And welcome one and all to today's battlegrounds for this NPL Round 2 men's match between Stirling and Perth. The battlegrounds in question, Macedonia Park, which the name and colours might bring a few shivers down the spine of a few of the Perth fans watching at home with the Italian heritage of that club, but thankfully we're watching the local game now, so you won't have to hear too much about the North Macedonia 1, Italy 0 scoreline from the other day. I promise I won't mention too many more times of how Australia have gone deeper into this World Cup than Italy. I'll make that the last one, but we turn our focus here today to the NPL and the champions of last season, Perth Soccer Club. They'll be kicking us off, attacking to the right of screen, the Azzurri wearing their traditional sky blue shirts and blue and white shorts. And the new upstarts, the newly promoted Stirling Lions, looking to not just make up the numbers. That's the catch cry. That's been the words from their coach, Fergie. Talked to him at the season preview. He said they weren't here, as Perth get us kicked off, they weren't here to just settle themselves in, make up the numbers. As I said, they're here to make a real push, and obviously they're not going to set their sights too high too early. They'll be taking it one game at a time, but they are looking to win every single game they play. I can guarantee you that. Michael Domfay leading the line, scored the winner last week, and he's looking to close down, put a bit of pressure on this Perth backline. Of course, I mentioned Perth winning the title last season. It is a much changed team, clearing the ball down the line there. Alex Silla, one of the few remaining players from that title winning team. It has been a mass exodus. Paul Zimmerino is back. He's down the line, perhaps looking for the throw in. It'll go beyond him. It'll go beyond everyone. An easy header back down for Stirling. Towed out by Zimmerino, and Perth take possession at the back. Fan will do it. Signed from Coburn, new arrival. There's a lot of that. There'll either be new arrivals for Stirling, new to the league, or new arrivals for Perth with all those players leaving. But here's a good opportunity for the Azzurri to get a ball into the box. Turning it over there and looking to spring a quick counter-attack now, Stirling. Calvin Whitney, one of the members of that Perth title-winning side last season, has come across with Michael Domfay to the Lions. And when I spoke to Domfay after last week's 2-1 win at Armidale, he echoed those words of his coach. They are a really determined unit. Very impressive in their promotion year last year. And if last week was anything to go by, they are ready to match it with the big boys in the top league. There will be challenges. Florida Athena have started the season very strongly. They had well, I don't know what the final score was. It was 5-0 last time I saw their game against Balcatta earlier today. This obviously a twilight kickoff. We're expecting some stormy weather. The storm clouds are on the horizon, but they're holding off at this point. Thank you for joining us on NPL.tv or wherever you are watching. I'm Sean Fry. I'll be calling the 90 minutes plus extra time, a stoppage time rather. No extra time. This is a league match. Perth's first league match of the season after their game last week was postponed. A lot of games being postponed at the moment due to COVID cases in the teams. It's been a long couple of years with all this COVID stuff. It does feel like we are at the pointy end of it now. And hopefully things will be returning more or less to normal as James Bosdet rolls it out and gets it back. First choice keeper who was in every matchday squad last season. Has NPL experience with Joondalup United and had a good first performance back last week. Just the one goal conceded. Just got caught in a bit of no man's land. It was a wonderful finish, to be fair. Peter Jakobs for Armidale just dinking it over him. Stirling throw. Here's Kai Matthews, their youngster. Spent the majority of his young career so far up at Sorrento, played in a number of Junior Cup finals, and now being thrown into the fire. I think there may have been a late withdrawal through injury that led to his inclusion, but a really good chance for the youngster to show what he can do at the top level in the NPL. Here's Whitney. Lovely raking ball from Calvin Whitney. Keeping it in there's Tanevski. He is lively. Back to Whitney. Looked like he was going to shoot and then looked like he was going to hold it up, and in the end lost his bearings and did neither, but Stirling still have the ball. Switch of play, this time cut out. And the skipper for Perth can run away. Silla plays it for Zimmerino. Long diagonal ball there for Shubham Makala. First chance for Perth to get a shot off. Makala cuts back on his left, fires, and well blocked. Good defending. Ryan Moulton was not buying what Shubham Makala was selling there. But he's won his side a corner. First corner of the day for Perth. What can they conjure here? Alex Silla lurking on the edge of the area. Federico Achille, the big body in there as well. Ball in was poor and cleared. Back out here for Ali Gulami. Another new signing in from Coburn, their player of the season last year. He steps around a challenge. Good tenacious work there from the Stirling man, Sam Wynn, who scored a stunning goal last week. One of the goal of the week contenders. And good work there to win the ball back. Dejan Spiseski. Very youthful Perth side. Domfay takes a touch, couldn't control it. Back out to Makala in the centre circle. Raking pass there for Ethan Banks. Banks inside, then out. Still twisting and turning. In the end, plays it back for Josh Carla. One of Perth's products, Josh Carla. Been through the ranks at the club. 19 under-20 appearances in 2021 and now in the big time. Here's Whitney. Oh, wonderful footwork. Just so calm and composed on the ball. Calvin Whitney, last year's gold medalist. And how's that control as well? Good foot in there from Achille, but it'll be a Stirling ball. Whitney plays it back. Jankulowski out the other side. Clip ball down the line to no one in particular. Oh, and a nervy moment there for Luke Radenich. Between the sticks for Perth today. Zimmerino's been heavily involved early, but they've lost it now. Domfay out playing the role of a winger there. That ball may have hit the back of an arm, but comes down. No real shouts. Wynn looking to drive and shoot. Takes a deflection. Might have fallen into the path there of Asher Nelson, I think it was. Couldn't get a shot away. Not a clear shot anyway. Blocked immediately, and Perth can look to go the other way. Silla. Off the backside of a teammate, and falls for McCarlo, who gets the first real side-on goal for the day for either side. Scuffs it into the arms of Bosdet. Stirling just looking to settle things down. That's not going to settle anything down, a poor pass. Good body work from the Perth man there, but Kai Matthews just did enough to nudge Banks off the ball. Kelly back for Radenich and Long. Commanding header there, unchallenged. A few shouts from the Stirling bench wanting a free kick there for that challenge in the air. The ball was well over that contest. Doesn't mean it's not a foul necessarily, but referee Arvind Shanmuganathan opting to keep his whistle in his pocket. Great work there from Kai Matthews. Out for Tanevski. Tanevski looks long, just lofts it in. Easy one for the defender, that. And my apologies to the Stirling number 16. I haven't called your name a couple of times. We don't have a 16 down, unfortunately, on our list. As Stirling with a chance here for their opening goal of the game. It takes a deflection. Calvin Whitney causing trouble. And Stirling's first corner of the game. Really good crowd here at Macedonia Park. Looking to my left and right, the stands are full. This is a club that's very excited to be here, very excited to show what they can do. Corner in, headed over the back. Yankolowski will get there, and the touchline will get there first. Perth throw it left back. Still 0-0. And just judging by the wall of murmuring behind me, if there is an opening goal for Stirling, this place will erupt. First home fixture, of course. Last week, a tough road trip down to Armidale. Lovely touch there. There's Tanevski's good to watch, isn't he? Speaking of good to watch, Whitney, Domfay, juggling it. Just holding off Achille, but Achille stuck to his task well. Great tackle from the Perth defender. Zivkovic is interested in this one. Yankolowski sticks out a toe. Wonderful defending from the big man. Now just wanting to go back for a physical battle. Poor pass out from the back. But it finds its way through to Tanevski. Silla does well. Matthews. Bosdet short. Stirling Bit of side to side between the centre halves. Jankelowski with the long diagonal. Headed on the far side. Asher Nelson. Radenich will take the goal kick. Just around a quarter of an hour gone here. No real openings as yet. Shubba Makala with probably the best chance. Matthews has his clearance charged down by Banks, and he's stuck to his task but gives away the foul. Don't think Stirling will be too upset with that. Looked a dangerous situation. Speaking of dangerous situations, Paul Zimmerino standing over a free kick in a very dangerous position. Makala will come over to curl this one in. Good position for left or right footer. Will be the right foot of Makala. In fact, they try to take it quickly. And the referee saying, I haven't blown my whistle yet. And now that the element of surprise is lost, they will opt for the more traditional route, try and curl it away from the keeper and get a head on it. It's a Stirling head. Away from danger, Moulton clears. Zimmerino coming short. Throw in longer. Back into the box, Silla's first touch just got away from him a little bit, but he did well to get back and in the end manufactured a really good opportunity, but scuffed the final shot. And there's a lot of red shirts out here on the left touchline. Matthews toes it for Tanevski. Tanevski fouled. And has a few words to the Perth skipper. He gets back to his feet. He gives him a few back. Watch that battle. Here's Whitney. Win. Switch of play. Moulton. Ryan Moulton had continued his run. Pass didn't get back to him. Deflected out for another Stirling throw. Whitney getting more involved. Domfay back for Whitney. Clips the ball. Well read by Dorwit. Sprawling tackle. Winning the ball back, but losing it just as quickly. And here's a bit of space down the right for Perth to counter-attack. Just trying to get the ball out of his feet, Makala. He does now. Touches it around the defender really well. Matthews goes down, but gets back up. And the ball had crossed the line. Although, by the keeper's body language, he doesn't agree. Well, it's great to be back at the NPL. My first call of the year. And this would be up there with the best atmospheres of any game I was at last year, certainly. Corner to come from Makala. Outswinger. Bosdick comes, gets just enough on it. Not completely convincing, but it'll do. And nothing on down the line apart from Michael Domfay, but he barges his way to the front and then goes past the defender. Silla on the cover, just gets there. Michael Domfay looking to put the first dagger into his old side for the season. Scored the winning goal down at Rockingham. and a game that clinched the title after a Floreat capitulation. They weren't completely convincing on that day, Perth, but a 1-0 win was all they needed. Stirling corner. Oh, good header. Tipped over the bar. That's a wonderful save from Luke Radenich. Really special reflex save at full stretch. But they'll try again. This one lofted in. Radenich light balls it at the other end. Doesn't get a convincing punch on it, but does get enough to get it out of the area. Good sliding challenge there from the Stirling man. Not able to keep it in the field of play. Just a bit of sustained pressure there from Stirling. Adrian Lectie, the assistant on the near side, copying a bit of an earful from the Perth bench. Not sure exactly what that was about. Throw in, header one down by Matthews for Domfay. Loses possession and Zimmerino clears for Perth. Just handful of shirt there from Daniel Zivkovic, got away with it. It would have been a brave Adrian Lectie to put his flag up and give a free kick after he just incurred the wrath of Perth's bench moments ago. And here come Perth though. One thing that was a little concerning for Stirling last week was just a little bit of openness at the back. And Matthews again with a good tackle. He certainly has played his part so far, hasn't he, the young man, the late inclusion. Number of blocks and tackles. I think the flag may have been up for an offside. And he's back to the bench here. And again, the linesman coming to have a word with Dave Wignall. Keep an eye on that one as well. Of course, this the first season after the departure of Ramon Falzon. And a bit of confusion about the decision here. I think when they saw the linesman heading up to the bench, maybe they'd thought the decision may have been an offside, but it will be a corner. I'm as confused as you and everyone here. Nothing new for me though. Another corner for Perth. Mukala curls it in. Bosdick, good punch this time. Double fist up. Right out of danger. Twisting on the edge of the area, Zivkovic, but loses the ball. And here's Domfay opposed to Silla. Would have had plenty of these at training last season. And Michael Domfay barges through. Tries to get a ball in, comes back and deflects out off the Stirling striker, I believe, is the call. Perth goal kick. Well, this is just simmering nicely. The Perth coach still going at the linesman on the touchline. I suppose I don't need to tell you the linesman's on the touchline, do I? Is where he'll usually be. Good ball in there and a good turn from Banks. He ran into Ryan Moulton. Spacevski bit off more than he could shoot. Zimmerino down the line for Zivkovic. Back for Zimmerino. Into the feeder, Banks. His cross blocked. Gulami. Fortunate bobble. A good sliding tackle from Kai Matthews. Good ball down the line. Gives Domfay something to chase. Achille gets back there first. Exchanges passes with his keeper. And then over to Dilwood on the other side. At left centre half, and he can carry it forward. Perth with a lot of numbers here in that sort of half space between defensive midfielder and the Stirling back four. But meanwhile at the other end, Tanevski has robbed it back. Silla blocks the first attempt. Can't block the second. Headed away by Dort. Good sliding challenge by Proseski. Stirling looking dangerous. Domfay can't get a shot away. Nelson tried to roll it to a teammate. Comes back out for Moulton, whose ball in's cleared. Good body work there from McCullough. But Stirling win it back. Kevin Whitney. Just over. I've just got confirmation from the great Alex Navatzis that number 16 for Stirling is Luke Parmentier. He was the last name on my team sheet, but was not listed as 16. We've got him down as 5. We'll make that correction. Just glad he didn't score that header earlier. Matthews challenges Banks. Second ball won by Perth. Gulami, nice little touch, dainty. Gulami again. The big switch is a peach. Here's Banks. Banks still dribbling and stolen again by Kai Matthews. He's been one of the best players on the pitch. If we were worried about how we'd go at this level, certainly no worries so far. Long way to go with the big boys though. Header down from Parmentier. Win. Back for Parmentier. Good ball down the line to Nevsky. Just couldn't make it stick. Silla does well to keep it in. Ball inside for Zimmerino. Banks touches it on. I think looking for the running Collins. Collins just making a bit of a nuisance of himself, but Moulton skips around him and then skips back inside him. Here's Whitney. Win. Jankulowski. Tanevski directing Matthews inside. Jankulowski looks for the long diagonal. Moulton brings it in. Stirling just starting to gain control of this arm wrestle. Certainly had longer spells of possession. Tanevski had his wings clipped. Taken short. Whitney and Wynn exchange passes. Domfay lets it run. Nice dummy back foot, Whitney. And that deflection might have been crucial. He caught it well. And the Perth leg just took the sting out of it. Radenich rolls it out. Still no goals here yet. There's been a ton of goals around the NPL today. Defending seeming like one of the lost arts. Not so here today. Ball in over the head of everyone. Some great defensive performances here. Obviously bigged up Kai Matthews a few times already, but the Stirling centre half pair of Jankulowski and Parmentier have looked solid as well. And for a match with so much high quality attacking talent out there, that chances have been few and far between, which tells you a little bit, as I might get my first touch of the day. There we are. Matthews to take the throw for Stirling. Good pass from me, to be honest. Right onto the chest. Towering over there, winning the header. Convincing header, Spacewski, but Whitney gives away the foul. Perth just not looking too comfortable when they try and keep possession. Although that's a nice little turn. And right on cue, they turn it over. Domfay rolls it for Taneski. First goal of the game, no! A wonderful sliding lunge from Federico Achille. Denying Alex Taneski the opener. Quarter of an hour to go, approximately, in this first half, and there's Stirling bench being told to go and warm up, just in case any changes are needed. Ball into the box, misjudged by Radenich, and I think someone might have breathed on the goalkeeper there. And that'll be a free kick. Radenich with the restart. It might be 0-0, but it's been an entertaining one, this one. Obviously a lot of narrative with the champions looking to reform a new look squad. Their first run out in the new season. Did make the final of the night series, but received, in truth, a bit of a humbling from Florida Athena. Some mild revenge as Kai Matthews goes sliding in again. And he'll come back and take the throw. Whitney with another spin and looked to pop that one up over the top. I think the idea was right. Nelson just needed to open up a little earlier, and either way, the two players not singing from the same hymn sheet. As Perth again looked to play it out from the back. And again failed to do so. Makala, nice looking turn. You got to do it inside those white lines. Stirling turning the screw. Tanevski's ball in. Flicked on, an important touch. Kelly gets it away. And the big bodies rumble forward again for the Lions. Tanevski takes it short. Back out to Whitney. Can he produce some quality? Ball in, deflected. Difficult one. Keeper comes. Good punch. Under pressure from Nelson. Radenich has had a couple of really important interventions. And a stunning reflex save from the Parmentier header earlier on. And he had to react quickly there and scramble across. It hung in the air for a while. But he had to come, he had to be decisive. He was under pressure. And he was decisive. Whitney again. Clips this one in, and Radenich will claim it and then fumble it. Perhaps looking with a shrug at the ref, saying, gave me a free kick when someone touched me last time. Can I have another one here? Not so. Domfay lurking on the penalty spot. A lot of movement around him. Ball in to the back post, headed back across. Domfay gets a touch. Scrambles. Perth clear. Desperate defending from the Azzurri. Keeping it at 0-0. Groans from the Lions fans behind me. Look, for all money, that ball would be bundled in by hook or by crook in the end. It was hooked away. Lovely footwork on the far side. It comes for Tanevski. Can he bring it down? Of course he can. But marshalled well by Silla. Great defending, but lost control of the ball. Matthews takes the throw in quickly. Stolen off him by Zimmerino, and Zimmerino can run. He's got a bit of space. He has Banks to his right, not much else, and a really good toe in there from Parmentier. Well, when they've been called upon, the Stirling defence has been pretty resolute. It did look the one weakness in that round one fixture against Armidale. There would a number of times Armidale would just pop a long ball over the top and Stirling would just be going 1v1 without a great deal of structure or shape. That's been a lot better today. And the applause that you're hearing around the ground is for the DT38 Foundation and in memory of Dylan Tombides. Great cause, testicular cancer awareness. And great to see everyone, to a man and woman, joining in to applaud the young man, spoken so highly of by everyone that knew him. Here's Dordt. Lunging tackle from Whitney was superb. Doing the defensive work as well. Tanevski clips it into the back post. He had Domfay arriving. Just overhit it. Couldn't get the curl that he needed to get it into the Stirling striker's path. Still 0-0 here at Macedonia Park. But the chances have started coming. Mostly down to our left at the Perth end. Their defensive boxes had a bit of work. Radenich is denied on a couple of occasions, the Stirling forwards, and a little goal mouth scramble there as well. But apart from the header from the corner, there haven't been anything really clear cut. That goal mouth scramble was a really good opportunity, but no one got any sort of clean contact on it. Calvin Whitney's had a couple of strikes that have gone close. But more in the speculative category than the you would expect him to score category. Spiseski. Lovely little pass there. Almost returning the favour. Sam Wynn comes back for Whitney. Dangerous from here. Another chance. He wants a corner perhaps. Didn't look like it. A lot of midfielders out there when they miss-hit them like to turn around and tell you it must have taken a deflection. I don't hit them like that. Well, minutes away from half-time now. The score remains Stirling Macedonia 0, Perth Soccer Club 0. Spiseski brings that down nicely. Whitney just throws a heel up at it. And Silla just barging. His opponent, Alex Tanevsky, off the ball. He's not happy with it, and the decision from the referee, Sean McGnathan, is a Stirling free kick. I can certainly see Silla's frustrations, thinking he was shoulder to shoulder and took the ball away cleanly. The referee just deeming that he'd gone in a little strongly into the body of his opponent, taken him down before playing the ball. Dom Fay making a nuisance of himself and did enough to put off the kick. Little tug on the pants of Jankulowski by his opponent. Chest pass there from Tanevsky for Whitney. Even when he misses a pass, it bounces back to a teammate. Spiseski. His presence there at number 6, looking to calm things down for Stirling a little. Dom Fay gets it wide. Ball into the back post. Arriving was Whitney. It's over his head. Chasing it down is Josh Carla. But he won't need to do anything. It rolls over the line and gives it back to his keeper. And Luke Radenich will get the game restarted with not a lot of time left on the clock. Radenich's ball on the touchline. Silla wins the header. Parmentier there a little late. Towering over Zivkovic there was Jankulowski. Silla right in front of his coaching staff. Chested down. But chested down to a red shirt by McCarla. Nelson comes inside. Doesn't see anything he likes and plays it back. Good ball over the top. And again coming out convincingly is Radenich. We got a Perth player down. Fanwell Dort, but he's back to his feet. Stirling looking for a goal to change the half-time team talks. Win comes short for Stirling. Throw-in does come to Samuel Wynn, but they've turned it over. Perth perhaps with a chance to get a late sucker punch in. Long ball over the top. So nobody really. Stirling looking comfortable at the back. Then looking comfortable on the ball. But still with nothing to show for their efforts in their first half of football in the NPL at Macedonia Park for 2022. Parmentiers' ball is a beauty. Tanevski can run it down. Silla sticks with him. Said watch that battle, it's carried on. And they're still having a few words. Whitney dispossessed, but gets a foot in there to try and win it back. Matthews couldn't keep it in. Thought clears. Anywhere will do. Moulton comes in and fires a vicious strike. That one was from way downtown. At least 25 yards between him and the goal. Put his foot through it, and didn't he catch it well? Just wide of Luke Radenich's right-hand goalpost as he looks at it. And there is the half-time whistle from Arvin Shanmuganathan. A thoroughly entertaining first half, but in the end, a half that has produced no goals. We go in at half-time. Stirling 0, Perth 0. We'll be back with the second half in a moment. And welcome back to Macedonia Park for the second half of this round 2 NPL WA men's fixture between Stirling and the reigning champions Perth. We are locked at zeros, but I would be surprised if it stays that way. Not many NPL fixtures do stay at 0-0. It's a league with a lot of goals and a lot of excitement. And we've certainly seen an absolute smattering of goals today. A couple of fives put past sides in the other fixtures. We'll get to those results for you later, but Stirling get us kicked off. They're attacking to the right now in this second half. Best chances of the first half did fall to Stirling. Point blank header from Luke Parmentier denied by the outstretched hand of Luke Radenich. And that goalmouth scramble where it looked like the ball was destined to end in the Perth goal. Kai Matthews rumbling forward determinedly, as he did through most of that first half. A tremendous debut half in the NPL for Stirling from the young man from Sorrento. Dom Fay cushioning that one back, looking to turn it around the corner there. Ambling forward was Wynn, didn't reach him. And the ball will bounce up and the Stirling defence will calmly deal with that, headed back towards Jankiloski, who had the clearance. And now back for Bosdet, who takes his time. As Moulton calling for it on the touchline, goes beyond him. Nelson couldn't win the header, but wins the throw. Moulton will take it. Here's Whitney. For Moulton, who gave it away to Zimmerino. Paul Zimmerino scored the winning goal the last time these two sides met in the NPL, and that is a free kick. Wynn lost his footing. The Stirling bench are complaining, but I think that's as clear a free kick as you're ever going to see. He's lost his footing and Rugby tackled him. The reaction of Adrian Lichty on the touchline. He's copping it from both sides, but doing his job well. Keep going, Adrian. I always say, with my commentary as well, if you get abuse from both sides, it means you're probably doing a good job. You cannot please everyone in this game that we all know and love, can you? I think when they see that one back, they'll probably realise that's a free kick. Chance for Perth early on. McCarley goes directly for goal. He can't fool Bosdet that easily. You're really hoping to catch the goalkeeper napping there, waiting for a ball into the area. Palms over by the Stirling stopper, and Perth, the corner routine ends on the head of Federico Achille, former Stirling man. He's played for Inglewood as well. Still waiting for his first NPL goal. You're not going to find it there. Picks up plenty of yellows though. 5 yellows in 17 NPL appearances. Dom Fay flicks that one on. Back out for Whitney. Stirling looking to put the pressure back on. A good start from Perth and a late lunge there and a hand of apology from Dejan Spaseski. A referee having a little word. I think the refs like it when a player shows a bit of contrition. Doesn't try and argue the toss. Lovely ball over there from Whitney and a chance. Chip! And the opener, so close. So close. Tunevsky just lifting it over the crossbar. The goal was gaping, and the Stirling crowd behind me were just willing that ball to drop. Just wishing that gravity worked at a little bit more than, I can't remember my physics, less with 9.8 metres per second, something like that. Unfortunately, it did its usual job and couldn't bring it down in time for the home side. Yeah, the last time these two sides met in the NPLs a while ago, 2019. And Western Australians Mr. Football Tommy Dolman was at that game. Paul Zimmerino scored the winner in a 1-0. Could he repeat the dose here today? Never say never in football. What a story that'd be. Paul back at Perth. Long ball over the top, seen out by Bosdet in a rush to get back and get things going. I can guarantee you won't be in so much of a rush if Stirling take the lead, which they are pushing and probing and aiming to do. Lovely diagonal. Tunevsky just brings those balls in effortlessly, doesn't he? He'll look to run it still up. Inside, Dom Fay cushions it back for him. Shot blocked by Dordt. And Perth clear. That ball down the line is a nothing ball. Parmentier picks it off and plays it back for Bosdet. Dankulowski splits wide. There's Moulton on the touchline, goes back to his keeper. And his keeper gives it back to him. This one is just bubbling away. We were expecting storms. They may come later tonight. The rain has stayed away. I won't say thankfully, because I love a bit of wet weather football. But I'm sure the players preferring to be playing under, well, what certainly aren't clear skies. Definitely overcast. But the rain stayed away so far. Moulton. No, Whitney might have been stepped on there. Although he is back to his feet, not showing too many signs of any serious ailment. Parmentier battling there with Banks. Banks comes out the winner, cuts inside Matthews, who he left on the deck, but by that time his teammate had recovered. And Stirling can clear it down the line. But only blue shirts there. It looks like there has been a... I was going to say it looks like there has been a change, but this is Luke Collins. He was on in the first half, playing it back for Golami. Back for Collins. Luke Collins, the former Rockingham man. Played really well down there in the side that suffered relegation last year in that same game that the Stirling striker Michael Domfay scored the winner for Perth. A lot of chopping and changing in the top teams in the NPL, certainly in this last season especially, and certainly from the champions. But they have given as good as they've gotten. Certainly fought away. Certainly battled away well with the new kids on the block. But still neither side yet to make an impression on the score sheet. Collins, raking diagonal. And well read by Matthews. No one there for the second ball for Stirling. And Silla's strike is high and wide and not too handsome. It certainly does feel like Stirling are the team that wants to push the tempo, get the play going again as quick as they can. The ball retrieved, one of the spares from in between the benches, so that Bosdick can get us restarted. And now we're down the other end, Dorwart looking to play it out, enlisting the help of Collins. Collins, lovely little chop inside. Dorwart looks to drive, can't get it through for McCullough, picked off. And Stirling with a chance here through Domfay. The players collide and go down. Nothing there for me, nothing there for the ref either. One back, Tanevski. Whitney. We continue the wait for the opening goal. If it is to be scored, to the right of your screen as you are watching, the Lions' roar will be audible, I'm sure. The structure of Macedonia Park here is a potential high boot there. Play goes on. As I was saying, just the structure of the stands here at Macedonia Park, the big aluminium roof over our heads just tends to keep the sound in. It really reverberates here. Makes for a really great atmosphere to watch the local football. Seen many cup finals played at this venue. It's nice to see Stirling back in the big time in terms of Perth local footy. Needing to be careful here. Collins really needs to get it out. He hasn't done so, and Domfay's picked it off. Whitney. Moulton flicks back on there into the path of Wynn. He loses it, but they'll get it back again. Ball just cleared. Stirling again, just pushing the tempo, trying to unsettle this young Perth side. Perth Soccer Club are a team with a much vaunted youth setup. Certainly one of the best in the NPL. It doesn't matter what age group. If you're going down to a cup final, be it under 21s, under 20s, under 18s, there's always a Perth side there or thereabouts. Kai Matthews sliding in a bit recklessly there, giving away a free kick for his challenge on Fanwell Diet. Collins tries to bounce it off McCullough, but they give it away. Nelson into Tanevski. McCullough picks it off. Plays it back out for Silla. Silla's going to look for Zimmerino. But again, well read there from Jankelowski. He's been a rock at the back. Stepping forward there and not getting there, though, on that occasion. And giving away a free kick. It's probably my fault for singing his praises there on his judgment and timing on that occasion. Just didn't quite get it right. As David Wignall calls over one of his players to have a quick word. Perhaps just telling Luke Collins that maybe not dilly-dally so much with it at left back there. Really can't afford to give this Stirling side too many chances. Header flicked on. Can Bosnick get there? He can. What a sprawling save from the Stirling stopper. Another one that seemed to hang in the air for a while, but the looping header was on target. And the The outstretched fingertips of the man in the Lions goal. Keeping Stirling level. It just shows how quickly they control the game, but how quickly it can turn, and especially as long as it stays at 0-0. We're obviously only ever a moment away from a winner. And Stirling will pick up the free kick there from the stray foot. As the Stirling bench goes off to warm up again. If you're looking for men to come on and change the game, Perth actually have a few good goal-scoring options. Well, at least a couple of good goal-scoring options. Will Gordon scored a big goal for them last year against Floreat in the empty stadium during the COVID lockdown, but it was a really big goal that he scored that really carried on the incredible run that they went on and just further sunk Floreat. And they continue to sink deeper and deeper. Ending up down with the Murlocs, unfortunately. Unfortunately for Floreat, very fortunately for Perth, of course. And here comes Stirling. The noise will tell you there's an opening here. Dom Fay did a lot of blue shirts back. A really well organised Perth defence. Stirling corner, looking for the opener. There it, a chance. As ball comes out for a speculative strike from Sam Wynn. About the same range he scored the opener last week. Another towering header from Jankulowski. Bouncing ball, just about dealt with by the Perth defence. And in the end, the touch from Radenich was really well judged. Just clipped it out to the near touch line. Collins fielded it. And it goes via Achille back to Radenich. But now down the right side through Dorwart. His ball just over the head of his teammate in Banks and picked up by Palmatier. He'll cut it back. Matthews. 1-2 with the keeper and back for Kai Matthews. Plays it into the feet of Spaseski. Driving forward. Dom Fay. Just looked like it had got away from him, but it's so hard to get the ball off him. And just trying to thread a slide rule pass there for Dom Fay was Whitney. McCullough picks it up for Perth in midfield and switches to the far side of Macedonia Park. Galami. Ball into the box for Perth. It'll be seen over the byline. No harm done. Boslet with the restart to come. Really good game of football, this one, on a knife edge. you had to pick a winner, Stirling probably looked the more likely to score, but as we've seen, when Perth go the other way, they can create a chance. The longer it stays at 0-0, the more the nerves creep in, the more important the goal becomes. Another good header there from Moulton. Certainly winning those aerial battles, the Stirling defenders. Achille. Michael Zomfei looking a little tired. I mentioned Perth have Will Gordon on the bench to perhaps come on and score another dramatic goal. They also have Hassani Sinclair, the American, who we know can score goals at this level. Was part of that incredibly disappointing Guelph side of last season. But before that, he was at Coburn and was a real goal scoring machine. Obviously no one at Guelph was really scoring goals last year, but when given the chance, he can put the ball in the back of the net. He was better than 1 in 2, 16 in 26 for Forestfield back in 2018, and then the following year in 2019, 9 in 16. Again, better than 1 in 2. So wouldn't be surprised to see Hassani Sinclair. Certainly if the score stays as it is, or if Stirling go ahead and they need a goal. He is warming up now along with the rest of the Perth bench. The long ball over the top. Keeper comes out, heads it away. He didn't need to. The linesman's flag was up. Here comes Stirling again. Turn back and retreat. Yankolowski looking to fizz it in for Whitney. The pass was poor. And coming away with it here, Galami, that was delightful. Zimmerino, Makala. Will it be Perth to find the opener? Dangerous ball to the back post. No blue shirts arriving in time. Stirling goal kick. Just over 20 minutes left in this second half. Funny to say this when it's a newly promoted side versus the champions, but Tom Fay looking, spinning, turning, does get a shot away. It's wide. I was just going to say it's funny to say when it's the champions versus a newly promoted side, but if scores stay the way they are now, you'd think Perth would be the happier side coming away. It's a quite hostile environment down here. Stirling do have their tails up off the back of a round 1 win over Armidale by 2-1. Now back in front of their baying, faithful home fans. And that's not to say that Perth won't be looking to score themselves, of course. They have the quality and talent out there. The possibility still remains that Paul Zimmerino repeats the dose from 3 years ago when he scored the winner in that 1-0 win the last time these two sides met in the NPL. And here go Perth. Makala looking to drive and go. Can be hard to stop when he gets a head of steam up. Little 1-2. Comes back to Makala! Inches away. Well, well, well. Sighs of relief audibly breathe around me here at Macedonia Park. A collective intake of breath as that curler from the Perth number 10 nearly nestled into those red nets. We go on. Stirling 0, Perth 0. Matthews driving forward, finds a teammate. Tanevski back for Whitney. Gives it, gets it back, gives it again. Looking good here, Stirling. They've got Nelson wide. His ball in is a good one. It's just splitting the difference between red shirt and left-hand goalpost. And none of the arriving Lions could leap to turn it in. Oh, you can hardly catch your breath at the moment. And even though the goal lines have not been breached, the scores remain at 0. The tension is palpable here. Towed on for Collins. Collins, left-footed cross. Cleared by Stirling. And operating in an uncharacteristically deep position there. Tanevski getting back and helping out. Such a hand when you can have wingers do that. Just makes it so much easier for the rest of the team. And here comes Spaseski. The Stirling skipper will switch it for Whitney. It's a poor ball in truth. It's behind him. He has to track back, but Whitney does track back. Little reverse pass is blocked. Win. Whitney back for Win. Looking to pull the trigger. And he's dispossessed. Here comes McCullough. Zimmerino. Banks. Good ball from Banks, or just didn't reach its intended target. Another good header from a Stirling centre half. It's been a common theme this evening. And as the sun sets and the lights take over here, this is a beautiful sight. This will be a beautiful sight for Perth if Zimmerino can find a teammate. He can't. Collins unable to pull that off, and here comes Domfay. He looks to touch it round Achille and go. Achille slips. Domfay still going. Looking to come inside. He's fouled. Great driving run from the Stirling striker. Wins this side a free kick. And a booking for Fanel Dort. And this is a really promising position. And I said, don't be surprised to see Hassani Sinclair. Here he comes in your screen there. Just removing his bib. I also said, don't be surprised to see. In fact, it's not Will Gordon, it's Kinnan that will be the second substitute. Two long-haired youngsters, both with a number 5 on their back. That's the reason for my confusion. I don't think we will see this free kick before the substitutions are made. Well, Paul Zimmerino will not be repeating the dose of 3 years ago as he comes off. One of the substitutes. Along with Daniel Zivkovic. Zivkovic was the top scorer at the under-20s level last year. Couldn't find the net today. That one sneaks through the wall, cleared off the line. And that is a frankly shambolic wall from Perth. More holes in that one than Trump's border wall. My goodness. Stirling corner. Headed away. Headed back in by Wynn. Hacked clear partially. Silla completes the clearance, but it's only as far as Whitney. Good header, but just wide. So good in the air, those two, aren't they? Yankelowski and Parmentier. And Michael Domfey spent a lot of time on the ground after that foul. Is now down again. I wouldn't be surprised if that'll be the end of his game. The physio out there to check on him. When I spoke to him after the game last week, he was walking with a bit of a limp. He just said it was a tough battle, a tough game. But still some lingering discomfort. He is such a physical striker, such a big striker, loves a battle, loves a fight. Good friend of mine, Jason Albuna. Jim went to school with Michael and said he's always been a tenacious character. And the changes being called by Fergie. What a story it'd be if we got a goal in Fergie time. Looks like Hugo Snowden and Shay Donovan will be coming on for Stirling. Hugo, a youngster that always provides plenty of energy. Scored an incredible late winner last year against Fremantle City when the title challenge was really hotting up. That was one of 5 goals he scored, mostly as a substitute. Well, wouldn't they love him to repeat the dose? Moulton with the throw-in. Michael Domfey really looking uncomfortable here, and right in front of me, just holding that hamstring, back of the leg, knee area. I hope he can recover. That's nothing too serious. Always a great player to watch. So 4 substitutions in all. Big change to the teams. It's that long ball over the top. Boz that does really well there to shield the drop of the ball. Absolutely textbook goalkeeping from the Stirling number 1. Just waiting for the ball to come into the area, shielded off the attacker. The tension continues to build. 0-0. Stirling and Perth. Here comes Stirling. That ball clipped in. Radenich will deal with that easily. Shay Donovan's first contribution is a poor one. Ex-Subiaco man. Makala looking the most dangerous of Perth's forwards. Gets a cross in, but it's hacked away. And it will be a Perth throw. The visitors still surging. Perth throw. Headed away. Kinnan plays it onto a teammate who thumps it well and truly over the bar. Not the first time Alex Silla's gone long and high tonight. Well, the stage is set for a hero. The floodlight-bathed Macedonia Park. It won't be Zimmerino, it won't be Dom Fayette. Will have to be another name. Here's Wynn. Wynn's ball. It's an absolute beauty! And just spending it before he had it, I think, there. Shay Donovan. Well, just probably, possibly an opportunity coming a little too early. Only had a couple of touches, but the run was excellent. The ball was even better. The touch just wasn't quite there. But certainly a warning for that Perth backline. I thought for all my money he was just going to round the keeper, and I wasn't actually quite sure what happened. The ball, after he took the touch, was going directly away from me. I couldn't see that he'd overhit it or taken quite as loose of a touch as he had. Stirling carry on. Whitney for Moulton. Moulton, looks to get it back from Donovan, but he's turned it over again. Not the best start for this Stirling number 14. But if he pops up with an important contribution, none of that's going to matter. It's still 0-0. Whitney twisting and turning, as he always does in midfield. And Perth win it back. The ball over the top for Sinclair. What can the Perth substitute do? He's kept his feet when Jankulowski didn't. Jankulowski back to his feet now, and Parmentier comes over on the cover. Perth corner. Deep into the second half. This is hotting up. Just a matter of minutes left, under 10 minutes, plus extra time. Corner headed away. Thank you for joining us on NPL TV, wherever you're watching around Australia or indeed the world. We've got family and friends and fans all over the world here. There's a little tussle between the newly arrived Kinnan and Snowden. The two substitutes tussle. Fanuel Dorwart came in and had his say, and I think that's what Shanmuganathan's going to be saying, is those two were tussling. There was no need for the third man in. In fact, it will just be the two substitutes. And in the end, much ado about nothing. Pass from Tanevski deflected out for a Stirling throw. 5 minutes left. Plus whatever the referee deems necessary for injuries and stoppages. We have had at least a few minutes with the injury to Michael Domfay that will need to be added on. So we've probably got about 10 minutes left in this one. Don't go anywhere. Tanevsky looking to surge forward. He will get there. Take it off the toes of his teammate. The result is a Stirling throw. Moulton, ball in his hands. Fans here want a winner. Hooked over by Tanevsky, cushion down. Spaseski for Whitney, can't keep his feet. And Perth can come away. It's a poor ball. This is desperate times for Perth and probably a good time to make a sub. If you're David Wignall, and here comes the man that scored that big goal against Floreat last year, Will Gordon. A real key moment in that title race flipping. He will join Hassani Sinclair on the field for Perth. Dropping deep to do his defensive duties first. He'll be operating in a left wing position, I would imagine. Throw in all the way back for Palmateer. Gordon's first touch is good, cuts out the pass from Jankelowski, but it comes back to Jankelowski. Here's Moulton. He gets the ball in. Spinning on the turn, the substitute. Can't catch it cleanly. But Stirling still had possession. Driving in. Firing. There's the opening goal. Is it the winner? It's 1-0 Stirling. What a moment. And the Lions do roar. And I'm just waiting to find out who is there at the bottom of that pile. It was on the far side from me. I didn't catch a number. But what a strike and what a goal and what a time to do it. It was Sam Wynn again. He scored the first last week. It was an absolute stunner. This one might just be even better in terms of what it means. Well, what a time to score. The game had been building to that moment. The defensive efforts have been stunning from Stirling. And now we've got a stunning goal to go along with it. Well, well. The Macedonian pot bubbled and simmered away for almost 90 minutes and then erupted. There's the ex-Joondalup United man, Sam Wynn. Fired it into the back of the net, cutting in off the left side. It wasn't quite in Fergie time, but it was pretty close. Mere minutes remaining. We will have a chunk of stoppage time. Don't count your chickens yet. Flick on by Snowden. So no one in a red shirt. Perth go forward. That's an aimless ball. And Bosdet will take his time to claim that, fall down on it. To rapturous applause. And now the time-wasting skills of the Stirling stopper on display. Thumps it down the line. Whitney can't get there. Well, not Whitney, rather. That's Whitney winning the ball. Big header from Spacewski. Another big header, this time from Tanevski. Sinclair wins that one down. Good header from the big man. Collins with the throw, gets it back. Whitney charging in. He is going to make as big a nuisance of himself in midfield in these final stages as he can. He's put in a good defensive shift as well as his silky skills today. Made a couple of big tackles. And there's another one. Breathing heavily from the exertion and then yelling at the referee that the throw-in's been taken too far forward. So he sends it back. He runs down the 5 metres and throws it in there anyway. And that's a long, high one onto the stands. A big thump. There is a ball there near the Stirling bench, but I'm sure they're not going to be telling anyone about it. It's amazing how balls are so readily available when you're at home and not when you're away. May not be a match ball that they had there, to be fair. Doesn't look like one. Ball thumped down the line. Achille wins the header. Whitney wins the follow-up. Play goes on. Stirling wanting a free kick. Nothing doing. Can we have another moment? Here's Will Gordon. Contributed to that big moment last season. Ball into the box. Headed away at the back post. Back out for McCarla. He leaves it for a teammate. He gets a ball in. Headed away. Stirling needing to hold strong here. It's another Perth throw on the far side. There can't be too long left. Matter of minutes. There cannot be long left. Still time for Perth. Still a chance for Collins. His cross is charged down by Shea Donovan. He may not have had the best of introductions to the game, but he's done his defensive duties there, and that's important. Headed away, high, wide, and long. That's what you want from a defensive clearance, but they still find themselves under the cosh. Ball in, cleared, but not cleared convincingly. It's up in the air. It's flicked on. Galami. Back for Collins. A few whistles being blown in the stands, but none from the referee at this stage, and that's the one that matters. That pass overplayed, and that could be just about all she wrote on Stirling's debut at home, back in the big times. We've had almost 4 minutes of stoppage time. I'd be penning maybe another 1 minute. As the Stirling fans in fine voice Bosdet will take his time. If he doesn't get booked here, I'll be surprised. Soaking up all the seconds he can. Dumps it long. There's the whistle. Welcome back, Stirling. Welcome back, Macedonia Park, to the NPL. Sam Wen with the winning goal. Late into the 90. We had another 4 minutes of stoppage time, mostly due to an injury to Stirling's big number 9, Michael Domfay. In the end, without him, they managed to score. but it was a hard-fought win. Stirling, the new kids on the block, they're here to push their way to the top of the table. That is what everyone's saying. That's the Stirling battle cry, if you will. This is certainly not the death battle for Perth's title season by any means, but it's what a start for Stirling. They have come back up. They've gone down to Armidale, a hostile away atmosphere down there. They've won by 2-1 in that game, and they've come here and battled with the champions. It was a game of few chances, but the one that mattered late on was Sam Wynn cutting in on the left, firing it into the back of the net. It ends here in round 2. Stirling 1, Perth Soccer Club 0.